Patek,
Okay.
yours next, bro.
Alright, well, I'll go and jumping on the back of Brandon here. I had
Your poser.
right. Alright. I have a big double whammy here. So my hot take is um Mbappe going to leave in January and then them man and them gonna win the Europa.
PSG will win Europa.
Yeah.
Okay.
I,
That's real
I
spicy
actually
though.
like I actually like that.
I really like
I
that though.
like
But
that.
though,
I actually like
I
that.
like that though. I like that. I like that. I like that.
I
Telling
like that
you.
So
one
basically,
though.
so hold on. So let me see. Let me understand what you're saying, right? You're saying
Yes.
that they come in third in the Champions League group and Mbappe will leave because he ain't playing no Europa League football.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then they gonna
Cool.
win because they get rid of the virus now. They could breathe freely. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, but though imagine a PSG Liverpool final in the Europa League, boy.
Could be clean, right?
Dog,
Could be clean.
dog, that would be real good to watch, boy. And PSG win that? Dog, that would look real good, though.
See, my whole thing is this, right? PSG team right now, nice. Like they're actually nice.
Yeah.
But them they suffer with the flicking Ninja Turtle dog. Like, look, I'm a big Mbappe fan, but it has been hard to watch PSG suffer from this man ego. Like he's just not built for PSG. He should be at Madrid or something. At a club that could deal with them kind of egos. But the management and thing at PSG don't know how to deal with that dog. And he is a virus in the team right now. He's a great player, but I'm not gonna win nothing with that man. Like nothing. Because he does actually just do too much. The way he does swell up and thing when things don't go his way, his reactions just demoralize the team. He literally get rid of Messi. Like, how you could even do that? I don't understand. But whatever. Look, personal aside, the PSG team there is a good team, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're gonna come out the group, as in I don't think they're gonna come first or second in Champions League
Bro, that would
because
be a
they have
hall of shame, dog.
they just
It
have too
really
many
would.
problems.
No, I
But I
can
also
see
can't
it,
see them
you know.
coming fourth because I can't see them coming fourth because I think Dortmund just start kind of rocky. Even though Dortmund with full crew now is looking a lot better, but whatever. I think they come to it, and then he is not going to play no Europa League because it's flicking Mbappe. He's not going to play no Europa League, right? So Madrid will probably buy him, or City will buy him, or Chelsea, since Chelsea could afford that. Somebody will buy him, right? And then without him, the team could finally breathe and relax and just flicking play football driven by the manager rather than manager Kylian. And then I think they will just be too good for the Europa. So I think they'll just win it easily. They will literally be too good. Yeah.
I can't lie.
So that way I'll go in with
I
it.
can't lie. You get me there, no? I landed where you going? I landed with you, dog.
Yeah, man.
But dog, I have a question. So who you think getting out of the Champions League group then?
AC
Milan.
and Newcastle, dog. Forza AC, dog.
Milan playing good
and
though.
dog, they playing Milan on the back to back.
Yeah.
In the
And that
next two
decides it
games.
there, you
Yeah.
know. That
Yeah,
decides
yeah,
it.
that is.
Yeah,
I
that
think
decides it. Yeah.
I honestly think that I'll draw and I'll win for Milan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they draw in France and then they beat them in Italy.
Bro, do you know how crazy? You know how hot that is? That real hot. You know that have
That
so many
might be the
hot
hottest thing
aspects.
for
You know.
Flames.
Yeah, boy.
Just flames. Yeah.
Imagine that happen because I can actually see him leaving if that happens.
Yeah, me
Because
too.
I guess for the same reason I don't see him playing Europa League football.
And he
It's
did
a
not
nice
sign the
storyline.
contract. Yeah? He is still expiring in the summer.
Yeah.
So that means
Yeah.
dog, that Madrid
PSG
could
need to
really
sell.
show up with just 70 million, 80 million, and they kind of hard to take it at this point, you know.
True.
And honestly, here the thing too, right? Here why I could even be even better. Mbappe gonna want to leave. PSG gonna see some money and be like, let me get something. And on top of that, I don't even think it's gonna be a case of like, you know how teams just kind of hold on to their star so they could probably still win the league, even though they're gonna lose like, say they might lose 70 million, but they might win the league and they might recoup that, right? I don't think them win no league this season. Like it's too far gone already. And Monaco just in stride right now.
I wonder who
So,
had
yeah.
Balogun in the top 10 signings, boy.
Balogun looking
It's
proper
not
except
me,
for them
fool.
2 penalties that he missed.
It's
Oh, who knows?
you backside.
Oh, I did?
What? Oh my
I don't remember what I said.
God.
Honorable mentions. Yeah, honorable mentions.
I teed up this one. But either way, I landed with your Patek. I support it. You have a yes from me.
Yeah, man.
Salik.
Boom.
Bro, I like it for the how much height it is and like how amazing that would be to see because
Could
it
you
would just
see
be chaotic. But I really can't see it happening because I truly believe that they will probably beat AC twice, and that'll
Okay.
help them get out of the group. But I would love if that happened, though. Like, truthfully, like that would be amazing.
Yeah.
The good thing is we will see soon because we had to see
Yeah,
by the end of
exactly.
November. So
Yeah.
we actually will see soon.
Virgil.
Virgil, come on down.
Virgil
You're a
gonna say
big
yes
AC
to
man.
because he what is
I know Virgil can say yes, you're a big AC man.
Nah, I honestly, for that one, I say I'd give it a maybe because I think about that. Those type of things, I like that. I like them type of storyline things because those, like what Patrick say, it's about domino effect and it would make sense for football. It would. But it have a team that they're going to play called AC Milan that just like to fall apart when it actually matters. And this game is so fed up. And I literally know for a fact I cannot say AC Milan could beat PSG. I can't say that
But
yet.
you don't think that Rafael Leao is the perfect man to destroy PSG?
No, I will literally say right now, I think I say like Leo right now, he is still too raw to be considered a top talent. This man is still not
Mhm.
like I would not put him up there and be like one of the best because he's still too raw. But
But he fast though.
I think he just
PSG against pace is always not good.
And
and I
Pulisic
think
is playing really well though.
and the other thing, what you forget, we have a man called Pioli that just don't like to make good subs or do like to start the
I don't
best
like to
team.
change things because Giroud still starting, dog. And Okafor look good every
Exactly.
time he play. Would he start Okafor? No.
I don't
He has to
understand.
start Drew in goal though. Like he just have to.
Yeah,
With the distribution.
you need Jovic to get a little minutes.
Virgil, I need a yes or no or maybe from you though.
Is that maybe?
Nice.
I like that. I got a yes, I know, and a maybe. I'll
Okay.
take that.
My next one is that, well, the long-time listeners of this show and anybody that follows me on Twitter knows that I am a massive fan of the ginger bald man himself called Sean Edward Dyche. And my take is that Sean Dyche
Everton gone win the league.
is a
That's
better
it.
suited manager for Manchester United than Eric Ten Hag.
John,
Let-
give me a virtual touch there, dog. That's probably one of the best things I ever hear say in your life, dog. Well done.
And see that thing like that makes
That's probably one of the best things I ever hear say in your life, dog.
And so let me learn with it, right? First of all, it's not that I necessarily believe that he's a better coach. Although I do think that he's an underrated coach. But in terms of stylistically, he most suits what United's squad has been built for pre-Ten Hag. And even with the signings Ten Hag have made, they're more suited for counter-attacking football. But Ten Hag only went to that in terms of a results-based football last year. Now, he's in his second year and he's trying to implement it. Can't see his way. One, because these players that he decided to re-sign the contracts and they're bringing can't do it. And he also seems incapable of coaching it at this level. So, on the other hand, now, we have a good counter-attacking coach who's good at coaching a mid block and good at coaching transitions in Sean Dyche. Now, I do think that he will be the kind of coach that does need a sporting director because he's never dealt with a team with a lot of money before. However, just looking at Everton this season, Everton are currently ranked fifth in the league for XG. They have managed to rack over 2 XG in 6 out of the 8 games so far this season. Only Aston Villa and Arsenal did not create more than that. They've also ranked 9th in the league for XG against. They play really well. And if you watch the football that they play and the setup that he has them in, bro, if Rashford was playing in this and Hoyland was playing in this and Casemiro and Amrabat and Bruno in a system like this, they would have thrived. And I think that Sean Dyche is a better coach than Given because he aesthetically probably doesn't fit to everybody's liking because he's not the European manager. He's not the most necessarily attractive person and doesn't play the most attractive football. However, as for all the praise that Fergie get, people figure that at his core that he was a very good counter-attacking coach. And it's something that has been inbred in United for so many years, in their DNA to some extent. And
Inbred.
embedded, in their DNA. And yeah. So I think Sean Dyche is his style of football, bro, it suits the players at United more. It suits the club more and the philosophy of the club more than what Ten Hag is doing. And it's not that he's necessarily a better coach, but the football that Ten Hag wants to play, right? what people forget is like he's essentially going after overturn nearly the entirety of the club over decades and decades of building it on players who want to play counter-attacking football. So, yes, that is my take. Brandon, I'm gonna ask you to jump in. What? Yes, no, maybe.
Bro, I think I actually agree with everything you say. I think stylistically, people don't want him because they think like because he managed Burnley and it's Burnley kind of football and the type of football you want to play, long ball or kind of thing. But at the end of the day, like Sean Dyche is a very good coach, and if once you have a very good, competent coach who could take a team forward, it could be perfectly fine. Like I mean, like everybody, I think a lot of people are under the impression um that Ten Hag could get sacked at some point during the season.
Yeah.
And I don't see anything wrong with looking at Sean Dyche as a replacement for him because as I say, if he had money to coach quality players, I don't think he would play the same style of football.
Mm-hmm.
I truly don't believe that. I think he would play something else. So, I mean, I'm giving you a hard yes on that one because that's something I've been thinking about for a while too.
Patrick.
Okay, so to address the whole United inbred and whatever,
Oh.
I mean, I see a fair mix of nationalities there. I don't think they're keeping it within the family at all. Maybe at the top level, the owners, they might.
Maybe
But
actually. Have you ever seen how the
personally,
Glazers look?
yeah, the Glazers actually might. I don't want to get cancelled there.
Yeah, don't
But the Glazers actually might be inbred. Okay, they probably do keep it in the family. But United on a whole, they have Portuguese players, English, not even that many English.
Okay.
They have
Move
Onana.
on. Move
Onana is
on.
not even from the continent. So
Move on.
okay, so it's a hard no for the inbred. Okay, it's a hard no. However, for Dyche, it comes down to the essence of what Dyche is. If you're saying that, I'm not sure if you're asking if I could see it happening or if
Oh no, it's not see if
on
it can
paper
happen.
he is.
Is that stylist? My take is that he's stylistically more suited to Man United than Eric Ten Hag, coaching.
Yeah, then I all with you. I all with you. Yeah, that is our big guess. I am
And
with
inherently,
Brandon and with you.
what that means is that I think that they would have seen more success with him in the sense that I don't know if they would have won the Carabao or whatever, but I could tell you that the football they would have played would have been way more sustainable. And I don't think it would have been as ugly as people think it would have been. I think that is just a consequence of the fact that he coached Burnley and he had coached Everton. That people think it is
Yeah.
ugly football. I think he actually coaches good.
Mhm.
Don't men forget it. He had them finish 7th a year. You know? Dog.
Yeah.
Like he's a very good coach. That is just not like.
And as long as he get that James Tarkowski, he's good to go. Yeah. That gonna be the first signing.
Virgil,
Probably the only one.
you have a yes, no, maybe for me.
Well, based on what you say about him being better style for United, I'd say yes. But obviously, I feel like it might not be something long term, but I feel like that United need those old school type of those English managers, those kind of like rough and grimy type of managers. United
Yeah.
need that. United had to stop thinking there's some European boys. Just get that and play the rough and tumble. You know the English footballer people like the Aston Villa type of football and the Everton type of football. People need that.
And you know what's the thing, right? I have tried to say this, and I know that some people will be message me get lost in rabs, and people think it's hate or stuff like that. It's not that I think that Ten Hag is necessarily a bad coach, but I
Not ten.
think that
It's about both.
but I think people also lose the fact that he is coming to teach us a brand of football that for at least 35 years has not been played there. I really can't talk for before Sir Alex Ferguson. And in doing so, you are literally trying to flip the club upside down in a lot of ways. And the criticism I have towards him for that is that I don't think that he's had the stomach enough to overturn the squad as forcefully as he's needed to in order to achieve the football he wanted to play, as well as his choices of bringing players in and the players that he's chosen to resign and keep on whatever, I think has also been a hindrance. Now, part of that is because United can't afford to lose Rashford. And I'm not saying he's the problem. I'm just using him as an example. But like they can't afford to lose him. He is Man United at this point. He is a Manchester graduate and stuff like that. But my point being is like they keep players and bringing in players that don't like they would not have played the brand of football we saw him playing at Ajax and what he's trying to play now. And like even in bringing in like Hoyland and thing, again, I really like Hoyland. But like in these last few games here, right, where we see United have to play against teams that sitting deep and giving them the ball and park up outside the box, Hoyland being zoned out the game. Now when they were playing teams on the counter, when it was Gala, when it was Bayern, when it was Arsenal even, all those games, those players look dangerous. But then no, he doesn't have a game plan suited for when the football changes. And I think that is where the issue is. Cool. So last of the takes now. Who didn't get to start yet?
Virgil.
Brandon.
Brandon. Yeah.
Oh.
Nah, I started last one.
No,
Oh,
I thought the last one when we talked about
Yeah,
the
he had
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
All right. So my last one, and I think that this one will be real hot. I
I'm a
think
fan.
I think this is the year when Trent will win the Ballon d'Or, and
Yes!
I think that it will be something that nobody is expecting, and I also think it feeds into the fact that I think this will be England's best chance to win the World Cup. I'm sorry, to win the Euros,
The World Cup.
and
What? Real hot. Bringing forward the World Cup.
I think Trent is going to have a exceptional season, and the fact that he will have such a good season, it will make him have to start at the Euros. And I think that will make England better, because the one thing that England have not done in their playing well, going to finals, going to semi-finals, is that they have not played Trent. And I think Trent is the X factor, and the fact that there will be so much change based on that, I think like he will be up there. So I think this is a huge year for him. I also think he won't play the year this year in the Prem. So I think I have a lot of things to do with have a lot to do with the fact that Sobasai is on the side with him, as well as Salah is also playing well. So the more that all that whole side plays well, it will just be better for him.
so you also think they win in the league then?
No, I don't think they will win the league. I think they will win Europa though.
So you think a Europa and the Euros is enough to win the Ballon d'Or for him?
Yeah, especially if you get like 50 something goal contributions throughout the year.
I'm
Yeah.
right back. Yeah. Phew.
Yeah.
You know what's the thing, dog? You know this. Well, all you know this that outside of probably Liverpool fans, so I right up there with Trent proper and thing, dog. But even that one catch me off guard by Salah. I need to process it for a second, dog.
And the other thing is like he'll be a defender. He'll be a defender as well, right? And the last defender to win was Cannavaro,
Yeah.
right? So and Cannavaro won because he won the World Cup basically. So like I think and the other thing is too, I think Trent's numbers this year are just gonna be crazy. Like he gonna be running through games this season, and he's gonna end up with two goal contributions, and they're gonna be like, well, I
Standard
didn't really see
Trent.
him do much today. He ended up with
Standard
two.
Trent.
They ended up with two goals.
Yeah.
Yes, just standard Trent. So because I feel last year everybody, including myself, was very critical of him, especially for his defensive stuff.
Mhm.
But this season, I think he started really
I thought
well.
so too.
Even though he had the injury,
No,
he's gonna come back
yeah.
from the injury,
Mhm.
and he just gonna start playing well. So I think this is. I know you have Jude, but I think this is Trent here. Like Trent has been on that trajectory, and this is the year where he will show everybody how good of a creator is, and probably the best creator in the world.
Dog, Salah, I can't lie. This kind of things as make me love you more. Wow, hey, dog.
Pause.
How pause, dog? Be more comfortable in your masculinity, bro.
I'm not comfortable in that. Not comfortable in that at all.
I'm going.
We probably can't put this episode
I'm
out.
going, babe. Let's go on the plus. Let's go on the Patreon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going with maybe, but I can't say yes because they're gonna clash with Jude. But yeah, maybe.
Hmm.
I have about half an hour's worth of responses. So I'm gonna start with the easiest one. In terms of bringing the World Cup forward 2 years, I personally can't see that happening. So That part would be a no. And then everything else, I think, is even more unrealistic. So, where to start, boy? The Euros thing, personally, I can't see him starting for England, except for the third game in the group stage. But apart from that, I don't see him starting for England because I think Walker
Unless
have too
he
much
makes a
pedigree.
difference so much, like it depends on like obviously how
But
the
that's the whole point. That's the whole point I'm gonna take. Like he just gonna be so good this season.
Right.
no, and I
But
also mean
then,
to the point like, don't imagine
but he have
England.
to be like way better than Walker and Trippier. 'Cause I
Yeah,
think he's number
but Daniel,
two.
anything right? If Trent end up with like 40 something goal contributions for the season, you don't
Yeah,
think that's enough reason for him to get to start over Walker?
it would be enough reason in the eyes of the fans, I believe.
Can I say
But
something
that
though? Can I
guy,
say something though?
Facts.
uh-huh.
I don't think that Trippier has been good for England since the Euros. I think he's been okay. I don't.
For England,
Yeah, for
okay.
England. Yeah,
Has he even been playing that much though? Because I think Walker kind of start back being the guy.
Well, the
Mhm.
World Cup he started.
I know he started the World Cup.
Yeah, and I thought
yeah.
that he was real mid, honestly, in that World Cup. But yeah, I also
Yeah.
think like it depends on like how the games go. Right, if you remember how the last Euros went, like by the end of the tournament, that was the tournament where Saka made the right wing his spot, right? And the way that that tournament started was that Foden and Mount was getting to play over him, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's only when the third game come and he became the game changer, then it became his spot. And I'm saying that to say, like, even if it is that Trent started the last game, if it is that England don't start good until then, and then he comes in and get like 2 assists that game, then I don't see how he gets dropped after that.
The only reason I think he could not play is because Walker is the best defensive right back right now, right?
Mhm.
Could we at least agree with that part?
Yeah.
And the manager that he playing for likes that defensive side of the game, I think, more than the attacking part.
That's true.
And maybe they might try to, it might actually have a gap for Trent in the midfield though, because whoever plays next to Rice, I don't know who that guy is. Because you're looking like Rice, Bellingham at number 10, and then somebody. I don't know who that person is. So it might have a gap for Trent there.
Mm-hmm.
But Balon d'Or, dog. Wow. I honestly, I don't even know. And then Salah is like the creative hub of Liverpool right now. It's not so much Trent right now. It's actually Salah.
But that has been a Liverpool. Like I just playing devil's advocate too. That has been a Liverpool has been devoid of Trent because he's been injured.
Right.
So
True.
I
So I
can't
guess I
lie.
have to go maybe.
I want to dog as a fellow defender, dog. I all foresee it, dog. I so foresee it, dog.
That is a whole next part too. Like a defender.
No,
hasn't
but to
won
be
it
fair,
in
I think
ages.
let me say this too, right? And this is where like dog, I fully on board with Salah take too. Is that I think with Messi being phased of the game and Ronaldo going and Modric getting older and Benzema going and whatever, there is now a vacuum of space to be taken up, and that can come from anywhere. Which is why I think Jude could have won it. Which is why Salah takes that Trent can win it. And now I think that there is a range of parameters where it can amass from any point of any kind of configuration of like how he is arguing that Trent could top assist the Europa League and win the Europa League and then win the Euros and then top assist the Premier League because you had predict that too, right? I like that he had top assist the Premier League.
Mhm.
And now that is a criteria for him to win the Ballon d'Or. I am saying that now that Jude could top score for Real, probably not score for the league, but top score for Real, win the Euros. That could be enough. That criteria are going to change so much now because there's no longer like extraterrestrial level players trying to do it, but rather players who are trying to attain to that level now.
And I even think it written for Kane, to be honest.
And,
like,
right, and you said that and all too.
Just look like Kane to me.
And there was another hot thing in my head that I was going to argue for my boy too. But You know what's the funny thing? I was going to say that Saka had a chance too, right? But you know what's the thing we had in common? With, and there's a reason I didn't say it, right? But like what had in common in all this is that we all seeing this on the premise that we all think England are actually going. Well, rather this is England's best shot to do well in international tournaments.
Yeah, and all your Bumbo
And
club disagreeing for
and it's still a hot take. And it's still a hot take.
Yeah.
yeah.
For real.
A unanimous hot take.
I actually have a hot take with respect to Kane, which would be my last one. But yeah, I need a yes or no from
maybe for me.
maybe Virgil.
How do we maybe?
You know what? My answer would be a maybe because if
No, you get
Messi
three
win it, then
maybes.
if Messi win it, then they can give it to anybody. Who knows? Who knows? You know, Trent might have a good month, and might say Trent getting the Ballon d'Or. Who knows? Tony might come back and have a 1 month where he do better than himself and he play good. And who knows? Tony might get a Ballon d'Or too.
Virgil, what is your last hot take, bro?
All right, my last one. Who? You see, I was thinking about this because, like, I don't know how this go, but I literally feel. I feel Spurs
Oh, good lord.
and Liverpool.
Careful now.
I feel Spurs and Liverpool have a much better chance of winning the league this season than Arsenal.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say City, and I was gonna be like,
And I'm saying this not as a hater. I'm saying this
You
because
are
it
saying
is
this as a
something.
hater, though, because you know
No,
what is going to
I
happen.
sat the whole time thinking about it the entire day. I'm like,
No problem.
it has certain things for as timings. And last season was the timing for Arsenal. Because that everything was in favor for them and they wasn't in other competitions and whatever. But right now, that luck of not being in those other competitions really fall into like the likes of
Imagine
Spurs,
your
like
imagine your DM just get injured and you still entire relegation level performance side, dog.
the I just feel don't get me wrong, I feel Arsenal will still do good. But
Your DM, eh? Your DM.
I still feel when we come down to the crunch time,
Haaland Balon d'Or winner play all three of them games and they score none, eh?
I just feel
Julian
I feel
Alvarez
but
runner
John,
up.
I feel
Only score a free kick, eh?
and
At
last
DM.
season you say Arsenal didn't win because Partey got injured.
Oh, but what I had, it was Saliba. But what I said that all, you said that the argument was not plausible. So all you can't then don't come and say that Rodri
hey,
being
hey,
out
hey,
is plausible.
I still feel City could win the league, still. But I just feel when it comes to a
Obviously, you're only
challenge,
going to win the
uh,
league. But
by
it's a
after
bottom. You're being a bottom on purpose
that,
too.
I literally just feel Spurs and Liverpool have a better chance of pushing for the league than
Well, you know
Arsenal
what,
this
Virgil?
season.
If you so believe that, but I hope when Spurs play, dog, that you see about 6 darts going in your face by the end of the game, dog.
And all going to be from Son. I not doubting that.
True.
I not doubting that.
You know how you're gonna know for sure if Spurs gonna beat all, dog? If KDB forget him and KDB, if Pep forget one of your players' name again. Okay, you know he love to do that.
Yeah, he like that.
Where about when he called Spurs, the Kane team,
Kane's team, yeah.
The
and
Kane
then the other
team.
day he was like the Korean guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine now he could not forget somebody else's name now.
He just has something against Koreans, boy.
How to
Yeah,
be?
boy. How we?
How to be?
Okay, fine. That's a hard no from me. That is not even bias. I just no the metrics just don't support it to me and the eye test don't support it to me though. Like the episode we did, well granted that this might be part two, but the previous episode we did with Elliot, I said that there's a lot of similarities between Spurs and Liverpool. That the main differences is that Liverpool is an attack that we could trust to actually sustain their attacks going forward. But both of them are conceding chances at a ridiculous rate. Now, Liverpool one might be down to more red cards and inconsistency in personnel in the back line. But so far, at least, especially with Spurs, there's very little to support that they would keep running the gauntlet the way they have been, especially when you consider the fact that they've played the bottom 4 teams in the league, admittedly, along with 3 of the big 6. I can't see that continuing. And like I was trying after that episode, Ariel was thinking about who it is at this moment in time on the let me get the date, on the 16th of October, who it is I would have finished in the Champions League spots, and I don't even think I would have them in the Champions League spots right now. So
True.
yeah, but
You would have Spurs or Liverpool in the Champions League spot.
Spurs.
Okay, interesting.
Like I still think like based on everything that I've seen that. In fact, I think that in a lot of ways people are actually underrating Newcastle despite the fact that they actually had a really hard start and have a lot of players to come back from injury in the second half of the season, as well as I think this run here that Chelsea have is going to define them a lot. And so, yeah, that's a no from me. Salik, yes or no, maybe.
I will give it a maybe because I agree with one of them. I don't agree with the second one. I agree with Liverpool. I don't agree with the
That's valid.
with the
I
Spurs.
thought
You know what? I feel Liverpool. I feel Newcastle
no,
could
no,
be
no,
in
no,
that
no, no,
list
no,
too.
no.
You
You
know.
can't. You see, you see,
Newcastle,
and you want to say that he
could be
wasn't
in
doing it
that
out
list
of
too. You
spite.
know.
And you want to say he don't do it out of spite. All
Aston
this,
Villa could be in that list too. You know.
all this
I
because they
know.
lost 2 games to win the season. Patrick, yes, no, maybe.
Yeah.
Um, I could kind of see it because I was looking at metrics when I was developing my hot takes. I just glanced over them again. Arsenal are not creating chances well this season. They are 15th in the table for big chances created, while Spurs are number 1. Liverpool are much higher as well. Arsenal are riding off of defense right now, something of which they have a lot of injuries in. Takes one more injury and that defense comes crumbling down because there is no more backups. The backups are all injured.
That's not
So
true though.
it is all your big backups are injured. That guy tore his ACL or whatever.
That is only him.
Your left back, you sign him. You send him out. Partey is
What?
injured. He was playing in defense.
Party Kiwi, all told me I saw all fit and all have been playing. Well, Party just come back.
Partey come back.
Yes, Party played against.
Right, he hasn't.
But Kiwi, you all told me I saw have been playing key parts of the season already though.
Whoa. If we go in Kiwior, you're real complaining about him last season.
No, I
And the
did
drop
not.
off between
Whoa.
Saliba to...
I did.
Yes?
No, I did not. From Saliba to
Him and
hold him.
Holden was getting it whole season.
Why are you lying, bro? Because as Kiwior came in, we started to win again. Because Kiwior came in against
He was
Chelsea.
the one.
Yes,
But
yeah,
when
we
he was
went.
the one that had tire shoe and the goal had conceded.
No,
I don't
I don't
remember.
It
remember.
had some
But
person
Kiwior came in
who
against Chelsea and we win there. We win against we win away at St. James's Park and we win against Wolves and we had win for a while after we went on the losing run with Holland in his side. It cannot be Kiwior. No way. I have not complained about him. And
Saliba to Kiwior is not a drop off then.
but it wouldn't be Saliba to Kiwior.
It's similar.
It is
Who
Saliba
would
to
be then?
Tomiyasu, who has been playing really well this season and has played this.
Okay, if you back your defense, no problem. If you back your defense, no
The
problem.
only
Personally,
caveat I would
don't.
say with the attack is like up to now we haven't played our first choice attack for the entire season.
Because it's an injury prone attack. Like
You would say
Jesus is
Martinelli
never
and
going to be
Saka
fit for a whole.
is injury prone.
I think
You don't think
Saka.
Martinelli is injured, bro?
No.
That was. I'm not
don't
even
think
gonna
so.
address that
What?
part, right? But
He's played the last
Bro,
2
he
years.
played.
too.
That last season was his first season when he played. He played so
Exactly.
many games,
Nobody
Exactly.
season before he had played 28 games.
and he was injured
He had
for the rest of them.
no, he had started the season on the bench. You can go check it
Bro,
back
he
though.
played. Martinelli. Reason Martinelli hasn't broken into the team apart from last year was because he's been injury prone.
It was
Everybody knows that.
There's one big injury he had. I don't say he's injured, but he had one injury that ruled him out for a year. But he never had multiple injuries. Like this is the only second time he get injured with us. Jesus, yeah.
Anyway,
I'll
the
give
thing-
you that.
yeah, Jesus is injury prone. And the striker after Jesus just for some reason just never looks good. Whoever that striker might be. Saka, I think, was something that just has been waiting to happen. Like Saka has ride his luck with fitness for a long time, and this was just bound to happen. And without Saka, Arsenal are down a whole level, right? And who knows how many games Saka is going to be able to play this season?
Did we
Because it's
just beat
not
City
looking good
without
for him.
Saka?
I mean, that's all well and good. That was a
that becoming
kind
the
of
Haaland
lucky
dream.
win. probably should
That's
have
because
been
they
on
didn't have
tour,
who?
to be honest.
That because we did not the best DM in the world.
Thomas Partey.
Hey, it was Partey ball
Yeah.
that went forward for me to score.
Anybody could kick a ball forward.
Yeah. Kovacic should try that instead of kicking down, man.
So yeah, Daniel, you think is that I guess no maybe for you.
I feel it's a yes, because I really don't think that the metrics. John, I know you said that the metrics support Arsenal, and I haven't seen those metrics. The ones that I saw seem to not support
Our
Arsenal,
defensive
especially
metrics is
since
showing bets, and our
the defensive metrics are
attacking
good. I
metrics
did
have
say that.
us literally level with City, both in ninth.
Y'all are not creating big chances.
Right.
You have made 10 big chances all
Correct.
season.
And
Missed all, by the way. Missed all.
that is not
And
true.
and yeah, that helps you 15th. It is true, I just checked.
We didn't miss
10
all.
big chances created, 10 big chances missed.
No,
That's what I
that
saw.
can't be true because any chance against Fulham alone was counted as a big chance, and he scored that.
Foot mob, literally saying 10 big chances created, 10 missed.
But what I'm saying is that City and us have the same XG created for the entirety of the season, and
Who's taking more shots? Because to me, you all take a lot of shots. That Odegaard man alone is racking up your XG. He's sending it real
that
high.
is an
15
issue.
shots a game.
But I don't think
That-
that should be a long.
Hey, that Kiwi off fella. Any player against Brighton last season, the 3-0 loss.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, you remember that first goal. That first goal when it was the header, and then after he dropped and the shoe come off and he started pouring his shoe, and then that's how the first goal scored.
On God, after
Duh,
the game was
that's how the
game was
first goal.
0-0 at halftime, and I stopped watching it that day. 'Cause that was Mother's Day, and
Oh, well, wait, Virgil, I appreciate you for backing me up, though.
First goal I scored, I remember that man shoe come off. I remember watching that game. I was like, "Who's this fella?" I was watching who's this free agent Arsenal pro out of nowhere and throwing the defense.
But John, remember too,
remember
they take
that.
5 penalties this season too, eh?
was that?
Or they take 5 penalties this season.
Yeah, because
City
we
took
just
one.
occupied
And
the
shoot up
opposition
here.
box, though.
No, you're talking about your XG. That's what I'm trying
know,
to say. Like,
but, like-
comparing it to City, it's not the best.
What? Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it's not like if it's handball penalties or something, is that we create opportunities that meant following me. You could only do so much for that.
I mean, getting fouled running towards the line, you probably wasn't going to get a goal anywhere.
But it is a tactic, though. And City does do the same thing, just not right,
Right,
now,
well,
but
okay.
it's do it across.
Yeah, no, but we're talking about XG. 5 pens is going to shoot up your XG, and Odegaard's 15 shots a game is also going to, like, send your XG sky high. We talking about sustainability here, and I don't think the metrics show something that's sustainable in Arsenal's attack. Defensively, yeah. But, again, if you all get one injury, it could come crumbling down.
I think that real.
So I don't see the metric. Which metrics were you...
I think that's real.
Like, which metrics were you...
Because
Okay, I think that I have the historical data to show that one injury to Arsenal's defense could make it come crumbling down. Like, just look at last season.
right, but here's the thing: last season wasn't one injury though; it was the two of them had get injured in the one game, and that's how we dropped down to Holland being the option, which in itself is a freak incident. Nobody can get enough.
Oh, you're talking about Tomiyasu?
Yes,
Is Tomiyasu not injury prone?
probably is, but
Come on now.
yes, but my point is though is that nobody could cater for a freak injury though. Just like how Timber Tahi said, no, you can't cater for them things.
That's freak, but you could cater for Tomiyasu getting injured if he play 5 games.
Yeah, but now he being used more as a rotational piece.
Okay, Dembele used to get rotated in and get injured in training. Like, when these guys are injury prone, it's a thing. Like, they get injured. Tomiyasu can't be trusted.
Okay, well, nice.
Saliba could get...
Like 2 yeses.
If Saliba... Okay, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Like 2 yeses, and I hard on though. Because them men... Because the thing is, right, dog, even with... especially,
No, I have a maybe, yeah, no, I guess I have a maybe.
is that especially with the two of them, even if you don't think that Arsenal with defense and whatever and the injuries and whatever, it's not like if Liverpool and Spurs have showcased worse, and even worse with Spurs is that Spurs has been using their first choice team, and nothing to suggest that their attacking metric is sustainable, and their defensive metrics compared to the defense's goals conceded is extremely unsustainable. So I
Hmm.
can't see how those things actually hold up. Like the only thing I'll give Liverpool is that Liverpool attack is just what it is that they could fire themselves above us. That I don't mind. But Spurs, that real out there for me. And yeah, especially when you consider fixture difficulty as well. You know, even though they have played three of the big six, we all watched those games. We all saw how those games went. And then the games outside of that, four of the five that they play outside that was against the bottom four teams in the league. So yeah. Um Pate, you have one more take.
Mine actually kind of tied in with Brandon take. Um, but I guess I might just go fully against it. This last one is that I had Salah for winning for scoring the most goals and getting the most assists in the league this season.
Hey,
So,
I actually have that on here. You know, like I have it written right here.
hold
The
on.
same
So,
thing.
wait, hold on.
That's
Wait.
game.
So you think so? Salah and Trent got tied then?
No, I had an honorable mention. I think Salah could probably break the assist record, but that would be crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't have him as breaking the assist record. Although I could kind of see it. He has taken up the creative responsibility in the team. I think I'm more convinced about him getting the most assists than the most goals because it had to compete with Haaland for goals. But I think the most assists, I know Ivan gonna be mildly surprised if he gets that. So it's really about the most goals here, right? So I'm not gonna argue the assists. He is the creative hub of the team. He's going to get a lot of assists this season for a team that are attacking pretty well. Goals, it is more coming down to predicting Haaland's downfall. And when I say downfall, he probably still gonna score 20, 21, 22 goals. It's just not gonna be a good season for Haaland. Like, if he was to score only 22, that wouldn't be a good season for Haaland. Because it's Haaland, right? But it is difficult to argue for just because it's Haaland. He could score at any moment. He has been getting a lot of decent chances. He just throwing them away. And Lord alone know what that does for his confidence. And meanwhile, Salah is looking bitter right now. He seems to just be inevitably scoring every game. And I just don't see him slowing down. He looks like a man possessed. He looks like a guy that wants to force a move out of Liverpool this season and is playing for that. So that's kind of where it's coming down to for me. Coming down to desire. I think Salah has a lot more to play for than Haaland does. I feel like Haaland is kind of winding down a little bit to then go back up. Maybe next season, maybe this season. Who knows when he would go back up into third, fourth gear. But I just don't see Salah slowing down. And my logic here is that by the time Haaland figure it out, it might be too late for him to catch up with Salah. So yeah, that's where I come from.
So you have him top assistant and top scorer.
And scoring the most goals, yeah.
Cool. Well, Brandon, you agree?
Not that I agree, but I don't think he would do both. But I also want to ask Daniel if he does do that, you think they would win the league?
Nah.
Okay,
Nah.
because every time that has happened, the player has not won the league.
Yeah,
So
I don't
that
see
would
him
that would
winning the
follow.
league.
Yeah. So I would probably say no because I don't see him. 'Cause I still think Trent will be the top assister, but I could see him being up there though. But I would give it a no.
Nah,
Cool.
for what politics say, I feel like I'd give that a yes though. 'Cause I feel like I could see something like that happen. I could see Salah, going out with a bang and leaving for greener pastures. I could see that happening.
Yeah, I can like I can see that too. Because the way that he playing now, and I mean, like the his returns per game kind of bear it out too. Like he's getting something every single game, bar one so far this
Yep.
season. And in that game, he should have gotten the assist because they only
Yeah,
disallowed the goal, right?
that was
So
crazy.
with that like logic, right, that is 38 games, if he keeps up that ridiculous kind of pace, then you're looking at roughly 20 and 20 a season, right? So
Yep.
yeah, no, I back it. I think that's good. Um My last one was. It was. All right. I think that Keane might have done more damage to his legacy going Bayern than if he had stayed. And the reason being is like what he has to do now is be be ridiculous. Like that's the best way I could probably say it. Is that he has to go above and beyond everything that he's ever done in not just his career, but what Bayern normally does, you know? Like in order for everything for him to do there to be magical and to be worth it, like nobody's gonna care if he goes there and wins 3 Bundesligas and goes back England or retires or whatever after that. He has to make his mark. And I think that goes above just winning trophies. You know, I think he has to be looking to break Lewandowski record in a single season for goals. He has to obviously win a Champions League in that 3 year span. And why and even more so watching the way that Spurs have continued in his absence, it puts even more pressure on like what if he was what was holding them back from attaining it all. Whereas if he had stayed, it would have been a question we would just never get the answer to of if he had leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that question would have just never would have get the answer to. But now he has, and now the question exists, and now there's this vacuum of what was it looking for? There's a timeline that exists where Spurs goes on to do better, can make a cup run even and win something, and he goes there, probably gets 3 Bundesliga titles, and top scores everyone, doesn't break any real records, and it just feels kind of underwhelming in the end. So, yeah, my hot take is that I think Kane has in seeking the greatest glories in the game has actually put higher risk to his legacy compared to staying. So, yeah,
Mm-hmm. Nah, well, I agree with that because I feel like when you really look at it too, it really is also it really was a mess that it is that big mess that's spanning back to that first situation where he wanted to leave and the whole contract that he signed, which is really his fault. I feel like that because even right now, if you think about it, it's like yeah, you're thinking he could have stayed at Spurs. He could probably go. The only other team people stayed was Tottenham was United, but then too, you feel like that you don't really see how that might have been. That's still a maybe. But yeah, I feel like at that point there is no way where you could have actually cleaned up the mess completely because everything was done set and as obviously we could that timeline we could with you have this thing that's limited. I really feel he really could have if he could have stick around and then have that whole everybody talking about us. Okay, well, everybody's saying, "Oh, I sure if he had leave or something they have that," but they have the uncertainty is not there no more.
and you
And I
know what's
feel
the
right
thing,
now
right?
he had that
I
pressure.
am a big advocate of that. I did want him to leave and I did want him to go and win trophies, but like it would
Yeah,
have to be like real specific places that he could have go and like the league would have been enough. You know? Like going
yeah,
City, the league wouldn't have been enough, right? Because they just win a treble, whatever. But like any other team in England, the league would have been enough. If he had gone
yeah.
one of these Spanish giants, I still think the league is enough there because there's competition within the
Mm-hmm.
league. But like going Bayern, going PSG, them two and going City, it just would have feel like if he just go in there to KD it, you know. When
Mm-hmm.
KD went GSW, it kind of feels like that, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think that there's more damage to his legacy by leaving than staying.
Yeah, 'cause even if you look 2 seasons from now, if Spurs don't win nothing, and 2 seasons from now they end up winning something, they're still going to say Kane was the problem.
Yeah, and that
So
that
it
that wouldn't
really,
necessarily be true, you know. But that's what the
that's
narrative
true.
will be: is that he left and they get a trophy, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, um,
So yeah, I agree with that.
Daniel, you're looking like you want to say something though.
Because I do agree.
Yeah, sure.
Um, because I don't think that you put up a good argument, and but I think that a lot have to kind of fall into place for it to end up being that he damaged his legacy. But if the essence of the argument is that he put his legacy at severe risk, that's the part that I can agree with, because I don't think that he put his legacy at risk, and for a couple of reasons.
I
So
can't lie though.
I don't
I don't
think
even
that's
think like much had like I think what extreme has that can happen that definitely damages it is Spurs winning
the
something.
Spurs win the league.
Is winning anything. But like
Serious, even like a Carabao
yeah,
Cup.
because he couldn't do that.
They can't win the Carabao Cup this season.
Well,
So.
they can't do that. It will have to be the
Yeah,
FA
so
Cup,
FA
right?
Cup
And
then.
he
yeah,
couldn't do that.
and
You know?
that'll be big. That'll be big if Spurs win the FA
Yeah.
Cup.
But is less to do with that. Like even if they don't win anything, but all he does at Bayern is just continue the status quo. I don't think that does anything. I think that I don't know if it worsen is the way the legacy makes it look, but I think it dims his shining for me as a player. You know that he couldn't have been the difference maker on the biggest stage then. You know, for them to go on to win Champions Leagues with him and stuff like that, or a Champions League. You know,
Right. Well, I don't think Bayern could win this Champions League. Maybe next year, but this year I don't think that they look good enough to win. So that right there is gonna be an issue.
if they
I
try
don't
to
see him
keep
winning
on
the
at
Champions
in
League this
January
year.
though.
Keeper and a DM. Still no. Probably still no.
Okay.
It's just the way that they just play, but I don't even think they have it in them to tell a DM to stay back. Like if they signed Paulinho,
Mhm.
I think he'll still bomb forward, for example. You know, it's just their DNA is like how United is always going to be a counter-attacking team. Bayern is always going to be leaky at the back.
Okay.
This is how it is. But the thing with Kane though, you know where my biggest hang-up is that I think if he stayed at Spurs would not be first in the league.
Right.
Kane might not be looking good.
But isn't
all them things.
that in itself an indictment on him?
I think it's an Ange problem though, because Ange didn't want to play with a striker that is like Kane.
I would also
and then
say
he went and signed Madison to make it even worse for
I would
Kane.
also say
Like-
I think there's a very real chance that they don't win the league this year. Now there's
Bayern or
yeah,
Bayern.
Bayern, yeah. Like there's the
Okay.
80% chance that they're going to win it, right? But I think the biggest thing that Leverkusen did to put a marker in their camp was that they went to the Alliance and left with a point. You know? Like I think mentally that's like watch how they've played since that game to now compared to Bayern. And again, we know how Bayern is, right? Bayern does play football in the league based on the pace the league setting. And so there's a real chance that come March next year, this all looking like a waste of time. But I think that there's a real chance that this could be the first year that they get toppled. And if it is the year that Kane reached, they get toppled,
yeah, they wouldn't look
even
good.
more so, you know. So yeah.
It's just I think like Kane might have been at risk either way, because if he stayed at Spurs, I don't think Spurs would have been looking that good. And then people have been like, dog, why is Kane not looking good? Or Madison. Because somebody would have had to give. Like both of them was gonna be in each other's space. Somebody would have had to give. You know what I mean? But the reality is Ange wanted to play with a striker that could stretch the lines. And Kane can't.
To be fair, Kane at
if you see what I'm
Bayern,
saying.
in large parts has played on his shoulder the last man.
Them men slow.
Yeah.
Like them men real slow.
Valid.
You know what I
Valid,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah. I see them pass through ball for Kane, and Kane jog, and the next man was like, like them look like Telfer. Them look like him.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. So where you land? Yes, no, maybe.
Is that maybe?
Okay.
Because I could see it. I think you argued the point real good. I just felt like if it was the other way, I also think I coming down to the risk part. I'm just not sure if he put his career in more risk by leaving than the risk he would have had if he stayed.
Well,
That's the part
it's
that
not
I'm
really
not sure about.
career, but I guess like his legacy, how he's perceived as a player. Like I think like if he had stayed, the unknown would have just always exist, right? Now he's facing the unknown.
But it would have been a new known. Because what we would have known is that Kane probably playing shit. Or Madison. Or Madison. One of them though. One of them would have been severely impacted.
No, but like it would have
that.
continued to be the conversation of he's a big fish, small pond player now.
Okay.
You know? Compared to now he's a big fish that going in a big pond. Could he make it there now?
But then too, you don't think that he started pretty good? Like
oh yeah.
3 goals, 2 assists in one game.
Yeah, I think he started well, but what I'm saying is like if he go there, dog, and that is all he does, like he has to do more than start well now. Like he has to leave there
Right.
with
He had a mashup level,
like a big man thing.
which I think
Even if he
I agree with you. I agree with
even
you.
if he don't win the Champions League, he had a in one of them 3 seasons he did, dog. He had a
Yeah.
break level goal scorer record. For that much
I
to
agree
do
with
it.
you. I think I don't think it's enough to just go to Bayern and win the league
Yeah.
because literally Choupo-Moting did that.
Yeah.
And it's like,
You know.
you know,
So
um,
Salek,
yeah, okay, I agree. I'll change from maybe to yes.
hey, shit, Salek, yes, no, maybe.
So for your argument, I agree, but I don't. It's a no for me because I don't. I understand what you're saying. I really understand what you're saying because basically, Kane no longer has the safety net of saying that he plays for Spurs.
Mhm. Yeah.
So like going at Bayern could damage his legacy because if he doesn't perform,
We
like everybody will say whatever they want to say, and I agree with that part. The only thing is, I just don't see that happening.
okay.
And I
Hmm.
just think I think that real hot. Like to say that Kane not gonna meet the expectations, I think that real hot to be honest.
After I had him as I had him as number one signing this summer too. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I
that,
mean,
yeah.
no, but I think that's part of it, right? It's like the expectation is so high that if he doesn't live up to it, then it is a blemish on his career. In my opinion, I think it's a big blemish. In fact, too, because he did like. Is it controversial to say he's Spurs' best ever player?
Hey,
Yes, probably.
real quick, I just chime in and say that 5 more minutes.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, sure.
Who will you say better than him? Bale. But I mean, like,
Probably.
okay, Premier League era then, their best ever player, you know,
Yeah,
right?
probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so we talk about a club that is supposed to be a big six club. The best ever player in the last 20 years, 25 years, can't make a mark for himself in a club that is built to win. You know? I think that would be a big indictment on his career if he can't do something that defines it as him. You know? Not just fall into the cutout shoe print that Lewa leave. You know?
Hmm.
So
Mhm.
yeah.
Like what did leave a big ass shoe print.
Yeah.
That's true. It makes sense.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's the tough part.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, no, maybe Alex. So I can wrap up.
I'm gonna give it a no.
Cool. I get yeses from you and Patrick within and Virgil within this episode. So to me, that's a big win for myself. Actually, to be fair, Patrick disagrees with me, but to always be some haters. So that being said, guys, honestly, Olia, if you reach this far in the episode, I love y'all so much. I don't even know if there's going to be one episode or two, because this is very long. um,
Yeah, it's better than two.
yeah, I think we have to split it in two. So yeah, and thank you guys for being with us as always. We love you guys so much. Thank you guys for
Awesome.
coming on. And yeah, well, this would be if this is part two, then I think I should upload this Wednesday and Thursday, or do it like one episode this week, one next week.
Wednesday, Thursday,
Wednesday,
Wednesday.
Thursday. Okay, well, then by the time you
Agreed.
hear the end of this, Premier League football is back. Club
Hell
football
yeah.
is back. So, and we all know after Haaland miss how much it is, right? I think it's like
He's coming
I
back
think
with
he
a
missed like
vengeance.
7 big chances in his last 3 games. Brighten about the whole 5. Catch you guys next
Yeah,
time. See
basically.
you soon. Take it easy. Later.